Have you ever received cold food at a restaurant or bought a new gadget only to find it doesn't work when you get home? For many English learners, these situations are terrifying. You might feel like you have to choose between staying silent and being unhappy, or speaking up and sounding rude. But here's the secret. In English speaking cultures, you can be firm, get exactly what you want, and still be considered perfectly polite. In fact, complaining is an art form. It's not about getting angry, it's about using specific linguistic softeners to resolve a conflict. Today, on day 27, we are going to master the tools for making complaints and requests. By the end of this lesson, you won't be afraid of mistakes or problems, you'll be ready to handle them with total confidence and grace. Let's get started. When we complain in English, we rarely start with the problem. If you walk up to someone and say, "This is broken," it sounds like an attack. Instead, we use softeners. The most common softener is, "I'm sorry, but..." Now, you aren't actually apologizing for doing something wrong. You are using this phrase to signal that you are about to say something potentially uncomfortable. For example, "I'm sorry, but this isn't what I ordered." It makes the other person more likely to listen and help you. The second phrase is, "I have a problem with," or "there seems to be an issue with." Using the word seems is a great way to be less aggressive. Instead of saying, "You charged me too much," you can say, "There seems to be a mistake on my bill." It gives the other person a way to fix the mistake without feeling blamed. Once you have stated the problem, you need to make a request for a solution. This is where we use the word could. While can is grammatically correct, could is much more polite for requests. Compare these two, "give me a refund" versus "could you please give me a refund?" The second one is much more effective. Another great structure is, would it be possible to, for example, would it be possible to speak to a manager? Or would it be possible to get a different table? Finally, remember the sandwich method. Start with a polite opening, state the problem in the middle, and end with a request for help. This structure keeps the conversation professional and focused on the solution rather than the conflict. Let's put these phrases into a real-world scenario. Imagine you bought a toaster yesterday, but when you tried to use it this morning, it wouldn't turn on. Now you are back at the store to talk to the clerk. I will play the clerk, and I want you to repeat the sentences after me to practice your tone. First, we start with the greeting and the softener. "Hello, how can I help you today?" "Hi, I'm sorry, but I have a problem with this toaster I bought yesterday." Great, notice the tone. It's calm but clear. Now let's explain the specific issue using that word seems. "There seems to be an issue with the power button, it won't turn on." "Oh, I see. Do you have your receipt with you?" "Yes, I have it right here." Now comes the request. You want a new toaster, not a refund. We will use "could you" or "would it be possible, could you please exchange this for a new one?" Or try this version, "Would it be possible to get a replacement today?" "Let me check our stock. Yes, we have one more. I'll swap that out for you right now." "That would be great. Thank you so much for your help." Let's try one more quickly, this time in a hotel. The room next to you is very noisy and you can't sleep. You call the front desk. "Hello, I'm calling because I have a problem with my room. The neighbors are being very loud and I can't sleep. Is there any way I could move to a quieter room?" See how "is there any way" functions similarly to "would it be possible?" It's a very polite way to ask for a big favor. By staying calm and using these structures, you are much more likely to get an upgrade or a better room than if you started by complaining about the hotel's poor service. It might feel repetitive to say "please," "thank you," and "I'm sorry" so many times, especially if your native language is more direct. But in English, these aren't just extra words. They are the oil that makes the machine of communication run smoothly. When you use "please" and "thank you" during a complaint, You are showing the other person that you respect them. You are acknowledging that the problem might not be their personal fault. When people feel respected, they are much more willing to go the extra mile to help you. A complaint without please sounds like a demand. A complaint with please sounds like a request for collaboration. Always aim for collaboration. If you are polite and the other person is still unhelpful, then you can become firmer, but always start with kindness. It is your most powerful tool in any English-speaking country. Your Day 27 challenge is all about putting these requests into action. Today, I want you to practice making a polite request for a favor. It doesn't have to be a complaint. It could be asking a colleague, "Could you please send me that file when you have a moment?" Or asking a family member, "Would it be possible for you to help me with the dishes tonight?" Or even asking a stranger, "Excuse me, could you please tell me the time?" Focus on using "could you please" or "would it be possible to." Pay attention to how people react when you use these specific, soft structures. You'll find that people are much more helpful when you frame your needs as polite requests. You have officially completed Day 27. You are 90% of the way through this challenge, only 3 days left. Tomorrow, for Day 28, we're going to slow things down and talk about hobbies and leisure. We'll learn how to describe what you do for fun and how to share your passions with others. If you found today's lesson helpful, please hit the like button and leave a comment. Tell me, what is one thing you find difficult to ask for in English? I'd love to help you phrase it. I'll see you tomorrow for Day 28.